Before the show on the Super Legit podcast, or how Jet stopped trusting his friends and had to buy a new mic. And Stephen C. James.
Hey, this is where I plan on being tonight, trying something a little bit different. Hopefully I'm not too hunched, and I will say not to judge, but Jet, your waveforms look huge, especially compared to mine. Like, as I'm talking now, it looks like I've got these teeny tiny waveforms, and yours are downright peaking.
Yup.
I have been working out, yeah.
So, is that what everybody's seeing? Is everybody seeing that now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
so
then, if I decide to get
sexy...
like? Oh, yeah. We're going to slow it down tonight for the ladies. So.
Welcome to the quiet storm.
So yeah, last episode we had some problems with my audio too that we fixed ahead of time. Are you hearing the weird noises this time, or are we good? What do levels, because you talked about me looking like I'm peaking, what do levels sound like?
They sound fine, but I'm also not on the engineer end, but it just, visually speaking.
Yeah, it is weird that your waveforms are just so
it just looks really
massive,
high, but I sound about right. Okay.
Yeah, you sound fine.
You guys will never be happy in life if you're always comparing your waveforms to someone else's. We're all in our own waveform and just focus on that.
That's one of my favorite Voltaire quotes.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Super Legit podcast. Oh, this group looks lively. They look happy. It's the holiday season. We're not doing a holiday-themed episode, but, maybe. We'll see. How was everyone tonight? All speak at once.
We're too polite.
Fantastic. All right. I knew I could count on you. This is good.
That communal silence was a real group mind there.
Yeah, it was great.
So much fun editing to do tonight. So Michael Hyman, my co-host, is out tonight. So that means I do have to pick a stand-in co-host for him.
Hey!
So I pick...
How's it going, Jet?
Ali Marr!
What?
Good choice.
Excellent
choice.
Yeah,
great choice.
Yeah.
The right choice.
Ali also could not make it tonight, but she will be co-hosting.
Yeah.
So
I'm
in
here.
absentia.
I will have to fill in for her, filling in for Michael Hyman.
So you're gonna read your parts and her parts while I'm.
Well, I'm reading Michael Hyman's parts, which were to help me cut down on my workload to begin with. But I'm reading them on behalf of Ali Marr, who is co-hosting in his stead.
And you can hear the difference.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Ali Marr. She gave me a tip on how to help my kid with math this week that saved me like an hour of frustration. So
isn't she a great co-host?
Yeah, love you, Ali.
Yeah.
She's such a great co-host. You're killing it tonight, Ali. Killing it.
Fantastic work. So it is my honor to step in your place, Ali. And we do have listener feedback.
All right,
this is great. This is just I love that our listeners just keep coming to us with more thoughts. So here's one from Frank Bello in Queens. He said, "You guys seem like fast food connoisseurs. Jack in the Box is buying Del Taco. Thoughts? Follow-up, if Arbys bought your favorite fast food chain, would you disown them? Love the show. You guys look great." Okay.
First, I don't know, there might be a flaw in the question because isn't Arbys owned by like a Yum Brands or one of those fucking bullshit conglomerates?
Yeah, that owns everything in the universe.
Yum Brands is Taco Bell, KFC,
Pizza Hut, right?
And Pizza Hut, with Pepsi as their overarching.
Right. Are they part of a group like
a mega brand
that they haven't? They have a parent company. I mean,
they're from Brands.
With a big giant question mark at the end. Yeah,
sort of the low rent version. It's the Johns of multi-brand conglomerates.
Yeah. Okay, so Arbys isn't a conglomerate with John's grocery store, which for those of you outside of the Los Angeles area, John's is the grocery store that you go to when you need a weird spice that no one else seems to have, or you want to buy dirty fruit.
Yeah.
Dirty fruit?
Yeah.
What's wrong with dirty fruit? You just wash it.
There's a major grocery store called Vons, and then there's John's, where you go if you want to get a Pepsi-Cola.
And it looks like Arbys is the flagship property of Inspire Brands, which used to be Arbys Restaurant Group. So Arbys Restaurant Group renamed itself to Inspire Brands.
Oh, Inspire Brands owns Stater Brothers, right?
And took over ownership of Buffalo Wild Wings. So this already happened. Arbys bought Buffalo Wild Wings, although now Inspire Brands is 81.5% owned by Rourke Capital Group, which just sounds so tasty, doesn't it?
Yeah, isn't that the guy from the Ayn Rand novel? Howard Rourke?
Which just shows you what a shitty fucking architect he was. He was the Arbys of architects.
But oh my god, you're not kidding. It is actually named for Howard Rourke.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It literally is. I just checked this, and it is indeed named for Howard Rourke, the protagonist in Ayn Rand's novel, The Fountainhead.
I was already never going to eat at Arby's, and this now even more so. Now that I know it was named after that fucking shitty, giant waste of time of a book, that 8,000 pages of Republican, libertarian hate speech.
Can we just research reasons to not bother to shop anywhere ever on every episode? Because this should be our thing now. I love it.
Is Howard Rourke the Fountainhead, or is he the even more unreadable one?
He's the Fountainhead. He's the Fountainhead.
Yeah. Like the thing about if you wonder why libertarians don't run the country, is the requirement for becoming a libertarian is you have to be terrible at the thing you do.
Well, the Fountainhead explains the entirety of the Republican Party, but it's a guy who thinks he's awesome because he thinks he's awesome, and then if he doesn't get his way, he's like, well, then I'm just going to destroy everything.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, as with like most, I guess, takeovers, just like, I guess one company, like, as in the name, takes over the other one. I would love to see like a seamless fusion of menus of Jack in the Box and Del Taco. Like, how awesome would that be to get your Jumbo Jack and your quesadilla?
Hasn't that already happened?
No, it's not.
I mean, I feel like already, Jack in the Box sells tacos and Del Taco sells burgers.
That's my thing, though, dude. Don't mess with the Jack in the Box tacos. Those are so hideous and beautiful on their own.
Yes, they're the best terrible tacos.
I wanted to delve more into that, Jack in the Box's tacos. That
fuck Arby's, as we all agree.
No,
everyone agrees.
It's like not a. It's an open. It's not a. It's not a secret. Like at the Jack in the Box tacos are.
Yeah.
Fucking hideous, and
they're just shit.
Wouldn't pass as sellable food of any sort, especially not a taco anywhere else. And yet, they just allow it.
But at 2 a.m, there is nothing you want more.
It's in the loose style of Mexican food. It's not really Mexican food. You know what? This is the perfect explanation of what a Jack in the Box taco is for those that aren't familiar. So I was eating a taco the way you traditionally do, where you turn your head to the side and you eat it coming into your mouth as if it's a shark coming at you. I saw a guy just flop it on its side.
That's how I eat a shark.
Put hot sauce on the side of it and just eat it like a slice of pizza. And I'm like, oh my God, that is the way that taco deserves to be eaten, not like a taco.
It's a rare food that feels like an act of racism.
Deserves to be eaten is a Jack in the Box ad slogan.
I mean, well, okay, it's funny because we have more sponsors this week than we usually do.
Whoa!
So yeah, I feel like we do have an ad.
Good job, Michael.
Right here after this this great feedback, which really jumped us into a conversation. So let's bring that out. I think you have that, Chris Sanders.
Yeah, I do have that. I
don't know why my voice did that thing, but anyway.
It's interesting because this happens to be an ad for a Mexican joint.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, we were just talking about Mexican
food.
It's
got better food than Jack in the Box.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'll put in the tape. Hey, y'all. We've all been in this situation. You're at the taco stand looking to get a simple taco, and the food just seems too authentic. You douse your burrito in mango salsa expecting a sweet salsa, only to find your mouth on fire. Carne asada al pastors? Pollo chicken? Who or what are these meats? If they are even meats at all. You're looking for a simple pop, and all they have is horchata. It all makes me just want to SMH. Hi, my name is Joe Johnson, but my friends call me Bart. And the number one thing I'm passionate about is Mexican cuisine. Hailing from St. Paul of the Twin Cities, I have a distinct Northwest palate that will for certain be the next big thing in the greater NoHo Studio City region of the San Fernando Valley. So if you're tired of waiting in line at your local plancha, come drive through at Bart's Burger Chili Taco Stand. Bart's Burger Chili Taco Stand. We put Mexican food first. Love tortas and huarches? Try our St. Paul sandal. 2 all-beef patties, special Mexo sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles. You know the rest. Our Twin City taco is a molded mint leek of pollo, pork, and carne caressed in our masa bun and garnished with pickled gallo. And mustard seed salsa. Something bolder? Well, the north of the border quesadilla has so much queso that it breaks the bonds of tortillas and is sandwiched by white bread. Bread and cheese. Grilled. The only thing more authentico is our presidential tostada, where the bowl is a flour tortilla. And you can eat it. We must be crazy. Bart's Burger Chili Taco Stand. Authentic Mexican food way north of the border.
Sounds like Jack in the Box to me, man.
This sounds better than Henry's.
As somebody who grew up going to Mexican restaurants in Columbia, South Carolina, that sounds amazing.
I've heard that's Bernie Sanders' favorite Mexican food restaurant.
I was surprised because I was pretty sure the name of the restaurant was going to be Castillo Blanco.
I've actually eaten there, and I do believe that they don't make the tortillas in house. I believe they are canned tortillas. So
did you go to that one on the corner of Pico and Sepulveda?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that near LA Cienega?
I believe so.
Sepulveda for sure, bro. Oh, Mass Chance.
I prefer the one on Tujunga.
Now we're talking.
That actually happened. A friend of mine, when she moved from DC to LA, stopped at a Mexican restaurant in Nebraska and ordered an enchilada. Mm-hmm. And they brought out a tortilla filled with ground beef covered in sausage gravy.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Just a horrible abomination.
I can't get over that.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out if I would eat it anyway.
Let's pivot to the week's question. Let's pivot to the week's question. That's heavy.
Yes,
oh my God.
Let's move on from that.
Game over, man. Game over.
Game over, man.
All right. The question for this week. Let's bring it. So yeah, what would the 7-year-old you say or think about who you are now?
That's good.
Yeah. What words of wisdom, shock, disappointment, amazement would they have for you?
I thought about this a lot because I'm 6 weeks away from having a 7-year-old in my house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Not my son. It's the darn supply chain thing. I'm not sure when it's going to arrive. So I ordered one from Amazon. So, like, technically, he's, half me. Scientifically speaking, he's half me. So, I'm just guessing that 7-year-old would not actually have anything to say to me except ask me questions about Batman's Rogues Gallery. Because that's pretty much the only thing my son is willing to talk with me about right now. So, I feel like he's right, like a 7-year-old is right at that age where they can get really fascinated with something and really, like, fixated on it. So, like at 7 years old, I was obsessed with reading. So I would guess that it would be something where it's like, what's your favorite book? And then I'd probably wind up being like, it's this really depressing one where these 2 migrant farm workers are best friends and one of them's kind of simple and then it doesn't end well.
That's Thelma and Louise?
Yes.
Okay.
The classic Thelma and Louise.
When I was but a lad, I don't remember I don't remember much about being 7 years old, but I was struggling to come up with like what my idea of what even an adult would be, or if I could even. I'm struggling to come up with an answer for this because I just don't think I don't think I conceptualized that I would become an adult yet. It was still at 7. I was still in the just. Everything is I'm in my own bubble.
Super.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
And you won't remember this.
Yay!
Is something gonna happen to my memory?
No, it's just that
Is this how you're telling me that I have like brain cancer?
No, wow.
Well,
Listen,
very
I told you
perceptive.
that's not genetic, okay? It's something that happened to grandma, and it's not necessarily something that's going to happen to you. But once again,
I don't need to see the neurologist.
Right, Mom.
Mom, hold on, okay? Just sit this one out, all right? I'm trying to talk to the kid here, okay?
Can you give her some of the grown-up juice that you give her to make her quiet?
It's just a simple medication, all right? It's not grown-up juice. But once again,
wink, wink.
All of this is completely, it's temporary. So right now it seems like today's a big day, but you don't even remember this cake that I made, all right? So just know that all this is...
I remember that it's not the one I asked for.
Oh, you apologize to your father right now.
I'm sorry you got me the wrong cake.
I don't know if
that's acceptable.
That doesn't count as an apology. All right. Okay. So what I'm trying to explain,
it doesn't count.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that like all of this birthday party, these friends here, you're not going to remember any of these kids that came to this party when you're a grown up. Listen, when you're my age, all of this is just going to be a strange blur. You will remember that there was cake. You won't remember that I got Marshall instead of Chase from Paw Patrol. You're just going to know that there was cake and some kids were there. That's it.
You're saying that my sense of self as a child is fleeting and my memories are transitory?
You tell them, Bernard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to remember that the Johnsons weren't here, but...
Oh, I mean, fuck the Johnsons, right? I mean, we get
fuck
Kevin...
the Johnsons. Fuck the Johnsons.
Oh,
okay.
Fuck the Johnsons.
Hey.
I'm going to remember that. Fuck the Johnsons.
Excuse me,
I will
there's
never
an old
forget
lady
that.
present. Can you say that louder?
Hey, Bernard, you're 7. You know you're not supposed to say fuck the Johnsons. You just used transitory correctly in a sentence. You completely know you're not supposed to say fuck the Johnsons. I know it's your birthday, but I will take one of these toys and take it straight to Toys for Tots. All right?
Look, I'm on your father's side here.
Don't use charity as a weapon.
Oh, snap.
Mom. Come on, Mom. Give us some space here. So,
I didn't mean to get in the way, Milvin.
So, Bernard, what I'm trying to say, and what I think your mother, again, since she's on the same team with me, I think we agree with,
for
is
this,
that
definitely, yes.
The only
it's
thing
not a
that,
blanket, not everything.
Yeah, of course
but
not.
But this one, yes, you shouldn't say fuck the Johnsons.
Well, you shouldn't say it, but we can say it, because, I mean, we got Kevin a Nintendo Switch game for his birthday, and that's like $60, and now they don't even bother to show up.
Yeah.
So
I have not heard the words "fuck the Johnsons" this much since I had an orgy at a Howard Johnson's. It was ironic that someone whose last name was Johnson was there.
Mom, I don't want to hear the story of how you met Dad again. All right, it's sweet.
I do.
It's romantic, but now, okay, fine.
The year was 2015.
No,
cut to 2015.
I was at Howard Johnson trying to buy methamphetamine.
So, Doc, you're saying
on the wrong door.
Doc, you're saying she's got about 5 years? She's just been going into the same story over and over again.
You can't buy meth here. It's free. So Doc, I said, I don't care where I was going, because I want to not remember where I've been.
She's been like this all week, Doc.
You get in here.
I've got a 2-year-old at home. It doesn't feel safe to have him around her.
There was Howard Johnson. There was Lyndon Johnson.
When I
push Johnson and Johnson.
When I push over her left ear, she goes to sleep.
How Marley.
Watch, I just poke right here and she passes out.
I absolutely appreciate you bringing her in to my office. I enjoy her stories immensely. I, as you know, am a podiatrist, so I don't know what more I can offer. Her bunions look great.
Well, thank you.
She said you were her oncologist. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I thought I said ontologist.
No, I think that would just be a doctor who repeats himself.
See, I just enjoy her so much. She is a joy, a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, she's a hoot. That's why I've got 6 stepdads.
With Jack White.
Oh boy. All right, come on, Mom. Let's keep going to offices until we find somebody who both takes your insurance and knows your name.
Would you like to book another appointment before you leave, or?
Do you validate parking?
Oh, have a good day.
All right, thanks.
Legit.
Oh, straight from young childhood to elderly. It's a very similar level of understanding.
You know, it's funny because my 7-year-old self was so focused. Like I think it had to do with being raised hardcore Catholic, as I was keenly aware of my mortality. And one thing that quick
caveat: what's the difference between regular Catholic and hardcore Catholic?
Well, I didn't just go to mass on Sundays. I went to Catholic school with nuns, the old school nuns that would beat you.
Got it.
So, so it was in your face all the time. We had a class called religion. Why is that part of our school? That has nothing to do with anyway. So as a kid and being keenly aware of my mortality, I was also terrified of eternity. I mean, even now as an adult, eternity is terrifying. Even if you go to heaven or hell, it blows my mind. It's too much. Like infinity is too much for my mind. But I did know that on this plane of existence, according to what I'd been taught to that point, I was only going to be here maybe 60, 70 years, And I thought, dude, I'm going to hedge my bets and become a priest, because I thought priests would automatically go to heaven. Oh. So I'm like, dude, so I do 50 years as a priest, and I automatically, I give up a lot in life. I don't get to get married. I don't get to have kids. I don't get to do whatever I want. But the payoff in eternity is I get to go to heaven. There was also the other part of me that was like, yeah, that's a price to pay, a small price for eternity, but also like living on this plane. I thought the idea of adulthood would just be doing whatever you want, whenever you want. And that idea is still fantastic to me. Like, dude, sometimes I have Rocky Road ice cream for breakfast because I can. And I don't have kids. I'm not married. Why? Because I love to do what I want when I want. You know what I mean? I'd rather deal with the crippling loneliness than actually.
That definitely makes me think of like, I definitely think 7-year-old me would be so incredibly confused why 39-year-old me does not spend all of his free time playing all of the incredibly advanced video games he has. I have video games that would blow 7-year-old me's mind just out of the wall. I mean, the things I have in tiny handheld form are more complex and advanced and more capable than the most advanced piece of electronics he'd ever seen in his entire life. And I use these things to doom scroll social media and ignore them. And that would just be the most sacrilegious thing he could think of.
You know what game I played the most when I was 7 years old? E.T. for the Atari.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
I would definitely be blown away by how technology has advanced.
Yes.
I will say, because my daughter has never really played video games. So I have thought about like just getting her started on like old school like Zork text adventures where you just
teach
her how to read.
Start there, so she's duly impressed when she gets to real
left, walk straight, look up. You're dead.
Yeah, which that's fairly preparing you for adulthood.
Super.
Our quest has been so hard. I just keep walking into the same wall over and over again. I wish I had some knowledge of why I keep trying to go north, even though clearly this wall is to my north.
Look, man, this is just the road we're all on. All right, we all share the burden. right? So just keep doing it.
But I'm just a humble elf. I have not magic powers, nor have I chosen to look east, where clearly there is a treasure chest. We just keep going north into this wall.
You seem to really take some time contemplating your own mortality and existence and stuff, and I just know that there's a wall right here, and we just keep running into it. Okay, so look, there's got to be something on the other side. I mean, otherwise, why would we keep running into it?
I mean, I do trust you. You are, after all, a powerful mage. But I feel this command to punch myself. Why would I not strike out towards an enemy, or even perhaps strike out to this wall? But again,
well, I mean,
I've punched myself.
Do you see enemies around right now? It's just us.
Well, to me, it's just this wall. There could be enemies behind us, but we just keep facing north.
Well, of course. If there were enemies behind us, believe me, we would turn around. Can you think of the last time there were enemies behind us and we didn't turn around?
Well, I mean, there was that brief encounter where we were walked directly into that nest of trolls and then commanded to drop all of our weapons.
Uh-huh.
I feel this urge. I feel on the command. I feel this urge to dance a jig, but that is not one of my proffered commands. I cannot do that. I feel the word syntax error.
You have the demons in you. Too bad I'm just an arcane mage. I'm not a necromancer. I can't do much for you here. Well, except just talk about you.
And so then the game just kind of goes on like that. First of all, I appreciate you inviting me into Atari. I feel like the games are really focused on action and movement. And I think there's not enough focus on being still and just sharing back and forth. So that's the game. And the average game will run about 6.5, 7 months, I think.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah. That would be the best game on the Atari 2600.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was so worried when
we have the game where the dot goes back and forth across the screen.
Right.
And the game where the 4 dots go back and forth across the screen.
And now the game. The 2600
time. You can pause it. That's now? Really all we got.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Full disclosure, they're not full on characters. They are just blinking dots that are talking back and forth. Okay.
But we're gonna sit and really meditate with these blinking, flashing dots.
You were going to know the blinking dot. The blinking dot is going to know you. That blinking dot will look directly into your soul and know who you are.
I'm not going to lie. If there's one thing the audience for the 2600 wants, it is spiritual awareness. All right?
Obviously.
I don't know if you played Zaxxon, but it's about some things that move. But this is going to blow that out of the water.
I think for the prepubescent teen, I think just sitting and staring at a blinking dot in front of a static wall will do so much good for them. The amount of focus and attention it will give them, so much better than movement.
I'm not going to lie to you. We've done market studies, and our market share is 98% epileptics. And this sounds like the best possible game to give that market.
They love blinking lights, right?
Exactly. Like they fall down with joy when they say a blinking light.
I was so worried coming in with this pitch, and you've been so accommodating and just encouraging. Thank you so much. My dad told me I was a stupid loser and nobody was going to buy this game. But, oh, God. I'm going to finally move out of his basement.
Cut to back home. I'm telling you, you go to this meeting, you're nothing but a stupid loser to me.
I know that. Dad, I know that. I've been sitting. Huh? You know what, Dad? When I move
you're
out
already stupid with your dumb game. Your dumb game is just a flashing light, okay? I can sit in the corner of your room and turn a flashlight on and off. You want to pay me $1,000 for that, huh? You want to pay my rent?
You listen to your father. He's a smart man. He read Atlas Shrugged, the entire book. He knows what he's talking about.
I feel like Dad just gave me my pitch for my game. So thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Because I was raised to be polite, just like I raised you, which you didn't do. I'm telling you, if you go there and try to sell this dumb game, you're nothing but a stupid loser.
That's right. Your father knows.
I'm not going to lie to you. 96% of our games were created by people who were trying to show their father what for. All right? Defender, you're picking up those people, but you can drop them and show them that you're better than them. All right? Pitfall, that alligator represents parental neglect. Pac-Man, our version is terrible. So let's not use that as an example.
Legit. Nostalgia. Wow.
Yes.
The ghosting dads of Pac-Man.
That fits around my reference level where I was raised.
Yeah, no, you're set. You got it.
But like to that, so like 7-year-old me, so like I was kind of like the last, like the sort of end of the Cold War kid. So like the Cold War ended, Berlin Wall comes down when I'm 13. But I was like a complete that was, we were being told the nuclear war would happen at any minute. And I bought that 100%. So 7-year-old me would look at me and go, "You're alive?"
Yep.
Like which like it stuck with, like I got it just long enough that there was a part of me that was just convinced that I would not live like past 30. And I proceeded to live my 20s as if that was going to be the case. Which my credit reflects very well. But yeah, like I had like, that was my weird thing. Like 7-year-old me was just like, yeah, you're not gonna, like marriage, house, kids, like that's never gonna happen.
I'm picturing Compton as a 7-year-old nihilist, just being like, all of this means nothing.
Right? Oh yeah, like
a Lebowski nihilist. Right?
Yeah, I'm like a 7-year-old nihilist watching war games. As if it is like a like telling the future.
I thought it was a documentary. I didn't know.
Yeah. It's better than was it The Day After?
Oh God.
Oh, The Day. Yes.
I had nightmares about that. Like this is how neurotic I was as a child. I had a recurring nightmare that the house was on fire, and I ran outside and there was a nuclear war going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For any listeners who don't know The Day After, it was a thing that came on TV starring Jason Robards and Steve Guttenberg. And it was like a realistic portrayal of what a nuclear war would look like if it happened in the United States and what the after effects would be. And it apparently was something that possibly changed the course of things between Reagan and Gorbachev because it was so effective. And I rewatched it a couple of years ago and like woke my wife up in the middle of the night after it was done. And I was like, this explains why I'm so anxious. Like it is so frightening. And the fact that I watched it as a child, it's so frightening.
What year did that air? Because
it's got to be the early 80s, right?
Yeah, I think like 84-ish.
Yeah, I think it's 84.
Yeah.
84. I mean, I only would have been, well, depends on what time of year.
83. Okay. Yeah,
then I would only been a year and a half.
Yeah. I would have been like, I would have been 6 years old. It would have been like,
it probably wouldn't have been effective for you.
Right.
The sequel was great though with Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
That would have been great if that was a sequel. The Day After Tomorrow.
It was sort of the whole 10 yards of apocalypse movies.
That was part of the Friday and Next Friday verse as well, right?
Yeah. Like, they too could not get Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
What if The Day After Tomorrow was the thing that like we all went back and there was like, oh, if only we had watched this, we would have stopped climate change. Like,
I like the idea that The Day After Tomorrow is a sequel to both The Day After and Annie. You see these two lines converge.
Yes.
It is a hard knock climate.
Easily Jay-Z's best sample.
Well, I don't have a segue into this, but I do. I know we have another sponsor, so let's get that handled before their money expires. Now, this one is one that Michael Hyman brought to us, but again, he is not here to read it for us. So he did hand this one off to Stephen C. James.
Yes, and you are right about the the money expiring, because this business is they are using a form of cryptocurrency that I've never heard of. It's called Ethereum, and so if we don't get this ad out before I think it's like 3 a.m. East Coast time, we don't get the money. So I'm just going to go ahead and start it right away. Yes. Hey, are you into monkey business? Well, here at Monkey Bidness, we're going to rent you all the monkeys you can get. Here at Monkey Bidness, we're going to make sure you have a monkey experience that you can love. Now remember, our monkey experiences are realistic. Our monkey experiences are the kind of thing that you would experience in the wild. Here at Monkey Bidness, you're going to come in and you're going to see monkeys do their business. There's going to be so much loving, so much hugging, so much howling, and so much poo. At Monkey Bidness, you're going to see everything you could imagine a monkey could do. You're going to see monkeys swinging and swaying and hawing and heeing and bracing each other tightly, picking fleas. They're going to be eating things that you can't imagine. Mangoes and papayas and ticks and fleas. And aren't you glad I didn't say banana? No, none of that, because at Monkey Bidness, each of these experiences is unique. Now remember, Monkey Bidness does not allow any cameras or photography because we've been banned from TV. Because at Monkey Bidness, when the monkeys get down to business, it's real, it's visceral, it's raw. There's a reason Maria Shriver's not coming back. At Monkey Bidness, you're going to get to see more monkeys than you could fit in a clown car, which we found out thanks to Maria Shriver. So at Monkey Bidness, all you have to do is go to our website, www.rourkeunlimited.com, and book your Monkey Bidness encounter right away. Monkey Bidness. Everything but the banana. Wink. I gotta say, I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about that company. But it's one of those things where podcasting is so tight, and we don't want to have a Patreon.
So Rourke owns Arbys, right? Did we discuss that earlier?
Oh shit, that's right.
I think
we discussed that. Yes,
and this place, and they can pay us in like.
Are we asking if these business models are connected in some way?
I mean, honestly, when they say they have the meats, they don't specify what kind.
No, they really never have. They've never been clear.
And they pluralize it in a way that implies this is coming from several different animals.
This is true.
Yeah.
I was caught off guard by how sensual that ad read. I was not expecting that.
I was very turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tape came with a little bit of chest hair. Or as Josh Spence says, taco meat. Yeah.
That's not me. That's a known slangism from Urban Dictionary.
It's you.
Urban Dictionary, folks.
You realize we can edit Urban Dictionary.
I can't.
And
I'm not allowed on that website anymore. So, like,
the entry itself did say Stefan St. Hymes.
See? Credible source. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. By the way, you were the one who believed that Dolly Parton wrote Everlong, so you get to nothing.
I believe that. I can believe that.
I do not believe it. I checked. Because she writes everything. Yeah.
Wait,
that woman has written it all.
You just admitted that you did believe it because you checked.
I mean, hold on a second. You don't necessarily believe something you've checked somebody's source. You just want to be able to call them a fucking liar.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if it's completely unbelievable, like, when my daughter says, I am a llama unicorn, I don't go, let me check Wikipedia.
But
because I know she's a llama unicorn.
Yeah. Let's be realistic here. Dolly Parton has written for everybody and is one of the greatest songwriters in history. It is not impossible that she could write Everlong. Not to take credit away from the incredible writers who did write Everlong, but come on.
If she wrote Burn Hollywood Burn, she could have written Everlong.
Yeah. The incredible writer Willie Nelson, who did write Everlong.
Yes. Yeah, we don't want to take that credit
away.
Wait,
you don't know the story? One day Dave Grohl and Dolly Parton met up, and Dave Grohl was like, oh my God, you're my hero. And she was like, I got a song. Boom.
And what was that song?
And that's how the song Wind Beneath My Wings was.
Yes.
When she met a 3-year-old Dave Grohl.
Come on, you've all heard My Hero from Foo Fighters. Fuck off.
Yes. No, I get it. It took me a minute. Sorry. I had to check.
That's funny.
I mean, admittedly, seeing as she was like the funder of the COVID vaccine, let's not put things out of her reach.
Seriously, literally capable of anything.
If you're saying a positive thing and then you say Dolly Parton did it, I'm going to believe you for at least 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the default. It's honestly, it's one of those cases where you have to weigh the odds. And if it's positive, the odds are way more in favor that Dolly Parton did it than did not.
This is true.
I'm hoping this is what originally in the script for Star Wars preceded Han Solo saying, never tell me the odds.
Did you know that she was originally cast to play Princess Leia?
Oh, I would watch that. I would watch that.
Yeah. And according to Seinfeld, Dustin Hoffman was in the first Star Wars.
They did screen test everybody for the first Star Wars.
I was screen test for the first Star Wars, as Josh will remind everyone. So yeah,
it was you were way too short to be Chewbacca, so it didn't work out.
That's right.
Honestly, that is what 7-year-old me would have asked was, is there more Star Wars? And I'd be like, I got good news and bad news.
Don't get too excited.
They made a prequel called Rogue One, and that's it.
Yes. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
The Force Awakened because it was put to sleep in the 90s.
I will say this: 7-year-old me wanted to live in the Star Wars universe, not want it to be in the movie, not want it to play, wanted to live in that world. Oh man, to be on one of those spaceships, hang out with C-3PO and the R2-D2.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm having a hard time remember too, because I feel like these experiences that you guys are talking about, you feel like you had at 7. I didn't have till maybe 8 or 9. Because I definitely had all these experiences, but I just don't think I was quite there at 7 yet. I was still pretty just oblivious to.
I mean, to be fair, most of my childhood is a blur. So,
but for me, being 7 was the year my parents got divorced. So I remember that very clearly.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
So what would your 7-year-old self say?
We're getting that. So it's funny. Both my parents, love them both for different reasons. They didn't know how to raise a kid. Because
they're his parents, for different reasons.
Yes. They didn't know how to raise a kid together. And when they got divorced, they couldn't raise a kid separately. So there's a lot of church, a lot of going to church. Shawn Michael, you'd appreciate that. So it was a lot of do this because I said so, because God said so. That was my mom. And then my dad was like, do it because I said so, because I'm God. So,
wait, really? Your mom, she really said, because I'm God?
My dad, yeah.
You're sorry your dad did?
Come on.
It's being raised by a narcissist.
No, it fits the character, yeah.
It was implied.
But then, because they felt bad, there's so much, I remember the first real emotion, human emotion I really remember feeling is guilt. Everybody felt so guilty about the divorce and how do we take care of this kid, and I had to choose who I wanted to live with, which made me feel guilty for the other parent.
They made you pick at 7?
Yeah, I had to choose. It was such a everything felt.
Was it like a puppy thing where they were in both corners saying, "Come here, Josh, come to me, Josh"? How did it work?
Yeah, in the courtroom, it was
what?
It was weird.
Yeah. There was no discussion like with you, and they didn't present ideas. They were just like, "Who do you want to live with?"
It was boom. Hey, let's.
Did you know it was coming in the courtroom, or was it just?
I'm 7. I didn't know.
Oh, so they were just like, "Okay, cool, everybody, we're having a great trial. Next step, Josh, real quick, who do you want to live with, mom or your daddy? Go."
Yeah, like this isn't working. Who would you want to live with?
They just wake you out of a cold sleep and yell the question in your face.
Dude, how long did it take you?
I was waking up. Yeah.
How long did it take you to make that decision? That seems like a huge decision,
also,
especially for 7-year-old.
Was it a shared custody situation of any sort? Like, was it every other weekend with whoever
so
you
that's
weren't?
The thing. Like, it was every other weekend. So the weekends I would spend with my dad, he would, try to make it the biggest blowout of a weekend ever. And then it would be like, I'm doing this better than your mom, right? And then you go over there and then my mom's like, hey, I'm trying to catch up to your dad. You know what I mean? It's just, and then I can't be honest. And then if I was honest, they would feel like it's just like, that's such a fucked up feeling to have at that young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that when we were talking about this question, because at first, like the obvious joke was like, oh, you've gotten bigger or some type of funny joke. But like all of a sudden, when I really started thinking about it, I was like, wow, guilt was the first emotion I really dealt with.
So do you still deal with guilt a lot now when things happen? Is your first default like, okay.
And that's where I'm getting to. I think 7-year-old me would look at 35-year-old me and be like, oh, that's the person I want to spend a weekend with because there's no drama, there's no bullshit, like everything's on an even keel, there's no.
I like that 7-year-old you likes that there's no bullshit.
Yeah,
right.
But see, that's the thing. I never said bullshit, but at 7 I understood what bullshit was.
Oh,
well, it's the healthiest thing that you can do is learn how to parent yourself. And the idea that you would be able to be the safe space for your 7-year-old self is fucking amazing.
Yeah. That's it. The least healthy thing you can do is need to, and the healthiest thing you can do is do it.
Mm-hmm. Super!
Hey, kiddo, listen up. You got a tough decision ahead of you. So it's going to be your mom's house or mine. Now, let me remind you, your mom, kind of fucking crazy. Your dad, I'm going to buy a pony. So, what do you want to do?
And so
you can think about it, but you'd be kind of dumb to think too hard.
But so I know you're just saying pick your house or pick her house, but it also to me feels like I'm picking one over the other, and it's making me very uncomfortable. And I don't want you to think that I think any less of you, or mommy to think that I don't love her as much as you. So,
oh, sweetheart, no, don't worry about it. Don't put all that on you. Listen, okay, let me make this clear to you. Your mom's not gonna think worse of you for not picking her because she's batshit crazy and she doesn't think that much of you to begin with.
And another thing, Dad, since we're talking, it makes me feel bad when you say things about mommy, because when she says bad things about you, I tell her the same thing.
What the fuck did she say about me? What did she say? Verbatim. Repeat it precisely, exactly what she said. What'd she say?
I was speaking hypothetically. If it had happened, she would. Can I just sit in the corner and stare at the wall for a second?
Wow, you are your mother's son. For fuck's sake. Okay, yeah. You know what? Just sit. Okay. I'll talk. You sit, you listen. All right?
I'm listening.
Okay. All right. Look, you come with me.
God.
It's going to be fucking wonderful. I'm going to buy a Ferrari, and you can ride in it. The pony I mentioned, the pony's going to grow up. We'll send it to the factory, we'll replace it with a new one.
You're going to put the pony in the Ferrari with us? That's a lot. That's a 2-seater. I don't know if that's a great idea, Dad.
Okay, we'll get a bigger Ferrari. I don't know. Like, whatever it takes. All right, what do you need?
Oh, you know what I need? I need some genuine, real, honest, emotional back and forth with my parents. I need for you to give me the truth. I don't need...
well, I need a fucking $1 million, but it doesn't always work out that way.
I wish I had a term for what's happening. The deceitful nature, the dishonesty, the lack of truth, between us, you, me, mommy. It just
sometimes you ask too much of me. Sometimes you just fucking ask too much of me. I'm not sure I'm that into this anymore. You know what? Why don't you go live with your grandma?
Wait.
I'm so glad to have you in my house. Let me tell you, son, you don't deserve to be treated like that. Last time I saw someone act that much the fool, I was with Lee Harvey Oswald in the Texas School Book Depository. We were there having an orgy with him and Jack Ruby and Hal Johnson and Irvin Magic Johnson, and you better believe Lyndon Johnson was there.
Grammy, I love your story.
Josh, your sharing your story made me realize that, I mean, I haven't like explored it enough, but clearly I've blocked it out in some ways. But my parents divorced when I was, I think officially the divorce was final when I was 6. I think. And you know what, it might have even been 7. And it was also a messy divorce.
Sorry about that.
And not at the, like, my dad wasn't telling me he was God.
Well, yeah, because my dad was God.
But it was the same, like, competition of who's doing it better. And it was 3 kids that, in ours, and then my dad remarried first and remarried a woman who also had 3 kids. So then suddenly it was 6 kids.
It's a Brady Bunch
for every other situation. Yeah, they forced us to our sitter, who was the sister-in-law of my stepmom, and also she was our next door neighbor before they got divorced, had us sing. We sang the Sanders Bunch.
Oh,
at
boy.
Their wedding. Yeah.
So it was like the Brady Bunch, and then it was cute for a year and then got completely unconvincing.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
yeah.
Especially when Cousin Oliver showed up.
Yeah, but there were like dicey moments that I remember. The custody stuff started, like, it eventually got to every other weekend was my dad's, but the initial thing was like, it was like every Tuesday. Yeah. And then every other Thursday evening, something like that.
Yes.
And for the first while, there had to be a patrol car present outside for the pickup or drop off.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But they, I don't think it started. That wasn't mandatory at first, but there was a time that I remember standing in the doorway when my dad just slapped my mom across the face at the doorway because they got in an argument. I can't remember if we were supposed to be picked up by him or if we were getting dropped off. But it was like these are my kids too kind of argument.
Sure.
And
I have a similar trauma. Yeah.
I think he tried to step in the house, and it's her house. And I remember her just losing it and like, get out of that, and he was like holding her wrist or something, and then he did, like, it was a straight up like old timey movie, like slap the woman to calm her down,
stop the hysteria. Oh my god,
type slap. But it and then the cops came and nothing, there were no, like, I don't think she filed charges or anything. But then I was in 2nd grade at the time. Now, because I went to that show and tell the next day. When it was my turn, I go, last night my dad beat my mom.
Oh.
I did that too. Yeah.
I mean, most of the kids were like in a game.
Yeah.
Right.
And and the teacher, you could see the teacher like,
yeah. I like the idea that there's a kid with Manny faces He's like, I can't follow that.
So
I can't show my He-Man figure now.
So fast forward, were both of your parents at your wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And how did that go? Because that feels like, was that an acrimony that eventually faded over time, or was it like we got to sit one on the east side and one on the west side, and
the
put
patrol
a lot
car
of fucking
between
uncles
them.
in between?
Yeah, no, they're fine now. They are totally civil and have been for a long time. They don't it's not kosher to the point of attending family holidays together, nor did they really stay in touch with each other's families. Mm-hmm. Although actually relatively recently I found out my mom did, for as long as they were alive, she still stayed in touch with and would visit every so often my dad's mom and two of his sisters.
Class act.
But yeah, that was really it. But yeah, that was the only domestic issue during that. I remember a time that my stepmom was picking us up, and once we got in the van, my mom was holding the slider handle, trying to I don't know, tell her they've got this thing tomorrow at this time, and she already knew it, but she just hit the gas and just took off as my mom was holding on to the door.
Jeez.
And it was just it was totally unnecessary. They were my mom was just started her argument screaming, and then my stepmom was just I just need to pick these kids up, fuck you.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that kind of gives me clarity, because as you're talking, it's oh yeah, so many similar traumatic experiences. And I think once I went from the point of don't learn from my dad as in do as I do, it's the exact opposite. you know, whatever your dad does, do the exact opposite. He has a cocaine habit.
Cautionary tale for you.
So don't do cocaine. Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you go to prison for fighting cops. Oh, don't go to prison, or don't fight cops, or don't sell secrets to Iran. You'll be fine. And I
love that we have enough history in this show to know that those are all real references.
Yeah.
And I think learning those things so early made me such a non-violent person from the jump.
As somebody who spends a lot of time around a near 7-year-old, I really wish I could hug your 7-year-old selves and be
oh, thanks, buddy.
Guys, your adults need to love you and keep you safe, and those are the two most important things that we can do. And we just got to make sure that we're loving you and keeping you safe. And all of our other adult bullshit, we can do in front of you, but in a way that loves you and keeps you safe. And I'm so sorry that you guys had to go through that.
Well, I'm glad you said that, and I hopefully we'll get to something funnier in a second. But I had a moment today, just let me, thinking about this question, really digesting it. I had a few I squirted out a few tears of joy, because I was thinking about where I am at present, and the person I am, and the people that I hang out with, and the things I do, and I'm really happy with how my life is and how it shook out, and the people who I consider my friends and my brothers. And
so essentially your 7-year-old self would come to you and be like, hey man, this really fucking sucks. Is this going to be okay? And you'd be able to pat that kid on the shoulder and be like, yeah, it's going to be okay.
Bingo. Yes. Super.
And that's what it felt like the first time I watched that blinking light. All of my childhood traumas were reprocessed and transformed into an architecture that could create a life that I wanted to live instead of the life that I was raised with. And I owe that to you and that blinking light.
Thank you. That's all I ever wanted my game to do, was to save somebody from the depths of despair and bring them to the light, the blinking light, if you will.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I want to know if you have any spare change.
Legit.
I love that he had the same. I'm not going to lie to you that the Atari guy did. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, I thought it was the same guy.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I guess it was.
As soon as that punchline was hit, there was like an ejector button in me to just laugh.
So I do hear we have one more ad before we let
I want to
everyone
be
go
clear.
for this
Both
week.
my dad and my that was just it was a short-lived period of trauma. It was just messy for them, and we just got in the middle of it. Everybody's fine. They're good.
Yeah.
They're good
totally
people.
understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
I'm happily
my dad,
married,
that's a
but my
monster.
wife has let me know that if anything were to ever happen, she would burn my life down. So yeah, it's understandable. Yeah, there's a lot there.
That's how that works. Yes.
A friend of mine has this like caveat whenever he tells stories about his childhood, which is like, no one moment I'm going to tell you represents like any of these people.
That's great.
And so because all of my childhood is terrifying. But I don't want you to worry about me, or like I want to be able to tell the story the way you tell stories about your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he comes with like a string of like legalese caveats before sharing an anecdote about his youth.
Very smart.
That's brilliant. I love that.
All right, well let's get this one last ad in here. Get some adult business here of paying the bills, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
So I think you've got that for us, right, Chris?
Yeah. So this one actually, I think, came in from the same ad placement company that our earlier ad did.
Great.
So at least it looks like a very similar tape.
Oh, all right.
So let me just pop it in. All right, stop, eject, drop in, close, record, play. Oh, sorry, just play. All right, here we go. We've all been here before. You know that really super awesome taco spot that you brag to your friends about? Yeah. You know the one that has that homemade and they give you extra because they are dope. Well, come on. You know, the one that's on the corner of and yes, that is me. My name is Caldo San Loren Albondigas del Toro. And I am the proud owner of Ghost Taco. Ghost Taco. The taco stand you think you know where it is, but it isn't where you left it last in the place where it was, where you remember. Excuse me. Excuse me again. We pride ourselves on being the one taco stand where you swear to your friends that we're the best taco stand that has ever existed. But when you roll up with your two best friends, they're nowhere to be seen. They say, you made it up. But how could you make up that ranchero stain on your best Wranglers? That's when you know you're in the presence of a ghost taco. At Ghost Taco, we keep weird hours. Because those are the hours you need us. When you cash out that last bowl, a gleaming light shines through the vape smoke. And of course, we close the very moment you decide to tell someone about it. That's our Ghost Taco promise to you. Always. Our taco stand serve only you. Tacos de mierda. At Ghost Taco, we're known for the thing you swear is on the secret menu that we've never had and that you always try to pronounce in that horrible gringo Spanish accent. Do you know what that sounds like? Just a terrible gringo Spanish accent that the minute you hear, you say, what, is that supposed to be a Spanish accent? Or Transylvanian? It's just, I can't tell what it is. That's the accent I'm talking about. Anyway, totally unrelated story. Well, we wouldn't. Ghost Taco! We wouldn't be that if we didn't have our... If only you could remember it. Say the phrase, no cebola. Or, you think you're better than me? And we'll throw in that secret menu thing that you swore we had. But we told you we didn't have at the very beginning. But you kept swearing we have in that just almost borderline offensive gringo Spanish accent. That, like, if you heard it, you would go, what were you thinking when you even did that? Ghost Taco! Keeping every other taco stand in business because you can't fucking find us.
Man, I can't wait to try to go there.
Oh, yeah. You guys all want to meet up there after we stop recording?
Yeah, let's.
Of course, I'm always intrigued with redacted bits of commercial. Of course, yes.
Yeah, me too. I'm in. All right. In fact, yeah. Let's wrap this up
I
real
want
quick.
a taco
so we can,
de mierda.
Yeah, let's go, guys. I'm gonna rush through this real quick. Thank you, as always, to Matt Walker for our intro and outro music. Woo-hoo! This episode was hosted and edited by me, Jet Kaufman, co-hosted by Ali Marr. Thank you, Ali, for your great work on this episode. Featured the talents of Chris Compton, Josh Spence, Chris Sanders, Sean Michael Boozer, and Stephen C. James. Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot, along with some of the ads, with only a light touch of editing for your comfort. You can check for writing credits in the show notes. And if you love what we do, please be sure to write us a 5-star review at your podcast provider of choice and tell a friend about us. All right, tacos, guys.
Wait, Jet.
What, Josh? I'm hungry.
Yeah, but isn't this nice? Michael's not here to interrupt us again?
It is.
Like
we got
times.
to talk about all the taco stuff without any complaints. It was fantastic.
Can I start recording now?
Yes, please. I'm hungry.
That feels so good. Let's go.
Ghost Taco.
I don't believe anything's on. Oh my time. I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh,
So, you know how on Splash Mountain, when you're going down the thing, they take a picture of you and everybody's like, ah. I don't like roller coasters and I don't like free falls. So that first, if you guys remember, on Splash Mountain, there's like a drop in the dark, right?
Oh yeah.
And I lost I was 9 years old, went with my dad and my stepmom, lost my shit. Like I didn't know I could swear so many fucking fuck shit motherfucker grappa. I didn't see any of the ride because I went to another place. Right? I was so freaked out about it. So we get towards the end, and you know how when you feel the cart lock in with the chain, and then you can start hearing the chain links.
Click.
I go, yeah, keep doing that.
Click.
I go, oh no, fuck this. At 9 years old, I start to get up out of the log. My dad's like, what the fuck are you doing? I said, I am not doing this again. I'm fighting him, right? And there's like two strangers, like a mom and a daughter. They're like, what's going on back there? Fuck this. I'm not doing this. Right? We get to the very tippy top right before the drop. Like, here's the thing. The log is like this. We start to go down. I'm on top of the log. My dad pulls me in. Finish it. We get off the ride. We're walking. And then there's like the hut with all the different pictures you can buy. There's like a crowd of like 50 people huddled around the thing. I'm embarrassed, so I'm like hiding. My dad's like, "Well, I'm gonna go buy this picture."
Yeah.
He goes. He's looking at all the pictures. He sees our picture, right? So it's the log. There's a girl. Wee. The mom. Wee. You don't see my body. You just see my legs. With my dad holding it with his head underneath my crotch. And then my stepmom holding both of us this way going.
Do you still have that picture?
Yeah, I have to find it because I know it sounds so
that's
crazy.
You gotta just send that picture one day unannounced in the chat. Just send like a picture of that picture.
Yeah.
So my dad's getting in line. People are, oh my God. My dad's like, letter D, that's me. And the guy prints it out, gives it to him. He goes, how much is it? He goes, oh no, it's free, man. Don't worry about it. He goes,
Yep.
He goes, what? He's like, no, like 30 people have bought this photo. Yours is free. You're good.